Hello and welcome back to my channel and another episode of my Sims 2 Uberhood. So today we're here with Don Lothario. Last time we checked in with Don was in the scripted events episode where he woohooed with both Dina and Nina Caliente, although both of them got off without a rescue woohoo pregnancy. Kaylin was here as well, cleaning the house, but she didn't catch him, so he was very lucky that day. He was also supposed to marry Cassandra Goth, but he left her at the altar. So he's now down from 4 women on the go to 3, which is still too many, although probably not according to Don. What we didn't do last time is set him up, I suppose. I don't really know how else to word it, but, you know, giving him a lifetime want, giving him a secondary aspiration, giving him a degree, all of that stuff. So that's what I want to do first thing today. So first thing, I want to give him a degree. So he actually works in a medical career at level 4, which definitely feels like it would need a degree. So we're going to go ahead and give him the biology degree because that feels like it fits most with the medical career. Then I'm going to change his lifetime want. So I'm going to do have many simultaneous lovers. I don't usually do this one just because the way that I play, there isn't as much cheating as there would be in some people's games. But I think for Don, it's pretty fitting. Just as a little note about the lifetime wants, I do want to say I'm not going to put too much weight on them either. I sort of consider them as pipe dreams, right? So just like in real life, maybe you want to be the Prime Minister, maybe you want to be a famous singer. You know, we have sort of dreams of what we want to be or do, but for most of us, it doesn't actually happen realistically. So I will use them as guidance. So, you know, if somebody does want to be the Prime Minister, they're probably going to go work in politics kind of thing. But I'm not going to, you know, try really hard to get Don 20 simultaneous lovers because realistically it's unlikely. He's already got 3 though, so he's already well on his way. But maybe he will, you know, maybe that is what will happen. But I'm not considering the lifetime wants as like a goal that has to happen. They're pipe dreams that most people never achieve, but some do. So that's how I see that. And finally, we need to give him a secondary aspiration. So I've actually made my own calculator this time to decide aspirations and careers. I've used inspiration from a lot of other people's calculators, people like Belladova, but I didn't agree with all of the things that they included, so I've changed it a little bit to suit my own tastes. So some of the Sims will have the same secondary aspirations they would with her calculator, some won't. It really just depends on if they hit the differences or not, I guess. But Don's is popularity. Can't remember if that's what I gave him last time or not, but I think it's fitting. And that's everything, so he's ready to go. So Dina is actually still here from the scripted events, so I think for today, because it's already getting kind of late in the day, we'll probably just hang out with Dina for a little bit, and then Don's going straight into 2 full days of work, so we probably won't get much time to do anything then either. So these two are really autonomously being romantic. I think we can make that much very clear. I don't have ACR or anything, so they're not going to do anything more than that autonomously, but I just want to really drive home that even while I'm leaving Don to his own devices for the evening, because I tend to do that, because I want to let Sims, you know, make their own decisions and lead me a little bit to what and who they may like, is he likes Dina. That much is pretty clear. It's probably pretty fitting because they've got like a cheesy romantic medical drama on in the background. It's interesting because I think a lot of people sort of see Nina as being Don's favourite girlfriend. So I imagine that while he is all over Dina tonight, I think it's just because she's here. I don't think that she's necessarily his favourite. I think that if it was Nina, it would be just the same. Or Kaylin, of course. In terms of chemistry, he still has the most chemistry with Nina. He doesn't have any with Kaylin, interestingly, and he's got negative with Cassandra, which is not surprising. But the only other person he's got chemistry with is Bella, so that definitely makes me a little bit nervous because she's also a romance sim. But yeah, no, I definitely think Nina is still his favourite. Anyway, for now, we're going to send Don to bed, ready for work tomorrow, and we'll let Dina get on home. Don's going to do what every good medical professional should do before work, which is stand outside in their underwear in the rain and have a drink. So off he goes, full of day-old drinks that have been left on the counter in the rain overnight, off to work to go and save some lives. Okay, so you've got a chance card. It says, Don believes he's discovered a flaw in a cutting-edge surgery technique being outlined by the hospital's chief of staff. He's not sure if he should say something. Interns don't generally speak during medical debriefings, but he might not get another chance to speak on the subject. He could raise his hand or attempt to meet with the chief privately at a later date. So Don's quite outgoing, so I think he will speak up. Don timidly raises his hand and immediately all eyes are upon him. He clears his throat and begins the diatribe he's been rehearsing in his head for the last 20 minutes. Doctors feverishly push through stacks of paper as he brings up study after study, and when he's done, the chief of staff simply removes her glasses and says, "You might be onto something there." 20 minutes later, after much handshaking, Don is promoted to resident. Alright, so Don's on his way home with a promotion. So that actually means that Don has a day off today and tomorrow, which is probably for the best given that his work hours are now pretty late. They're 6 till 1 in the morning. But that does mean he's going to have all day, every day for the rest of the week now, because he's not got work until the night time. And that's good news for Don, because that means that that's potentially more time to romance some of the ladies. So in terms of the ladies, Don actually has a want to ask a sim on a date, so I think we'll do that. And in terms of whether we go for Dina, Nina or Kaylin, he's got the most bolts of Nina, and I think Don likes Nina the best. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and ask Nina on a date, see if she wants to come over. And she said yes. I mean, I don't know why I acted surprised. Of course she was going to say yes. So straight away, all of Don's wants are Nina based, but they're all pretty platonic at the moment, which is quite interesting. So let's start fulfilling them and see if we can get them a bit more in the mood. Well, one thing he does want to do is dine out with her, and it is, you know, getting towards the evening. So we could go and do that, take her out to a community lot. I think that would be a good idea, and get them both something to eat. So I actually like to use a random number generator to decide where to go when my sims go to community lots or when they go to eat or whatever. And the random number generator has decided we're going to the crypto nightclub, which apparently has a place to eat, which I think is pretty fitting. I mean, they are going on a date, but they're also probably both interested in meeting new people, just having a good time. It's like they're not going out to a fancy restaurant to eat because that's not their vibe, but they're going to go somewhere that also serves food. So let's send them to the crypto nightclub. So where is the food? Here's the food. So let's come and get them a table. They're going to seat us at a 4-seater for some reason, which is interesting, but fine. So I'm just going to get them the chef's choice because I'd like to see what they choose to order instead of me ordering it for them. I know you get more like date points or whatever if you pick their orders for them, but we'll just see what they pick. It's like Nina's chosen a meal and Don has chosen a dessert, which looks like it's just a giant meringue. Alright, so there's a few other things he wants to do, most of which are things he could do anywhere, but he wants to get his picture taken with Nina. So I think that's a good idea. Photo booth is here, so let's have them take a picture. We'll do a romantic one. I think that's nice. It's probably a little bit unusual for Don to just legitimately be taking pictures in a photo booth, but it's the first time for everything. Alright, let's see how they came out. See, look, they can be cute when they want to be. It's almost a shame that they're not an exclusive couple. I mean, like, I know Nina is okay with it being an open relationship and everything, but obviously she's still unaware that Don's literally with her twin sister, and the other women that Don is with aren't aware that it's an open relationship, even though they are all cheating. It's just a whole dramatic mess, but these pictures just look like a cute young couple without a care in the world. Alright, so these two have been just hanging out for a little bit. The wants have become really romantic now. He wants to woohoo in a car, which he doesn't have, so we're gonna have to rule that one out, but he wants to have a dream date, make out, kiss her. He wants to woohoo with her, and I'm gonna lock that one in. Now, while we could go here, right now in the photo booth, I like to think that public woohoo should be, you know, reserved for a rare occasion when they specifically want it. I'm sure Don probably would love it. I'm not sure if Nina would. I can't remember. I've got a feeling she's a little on the shy side, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'm actually going to have them go home, back to Don's place. Now, in order to do that, I'm pretty sure I've got to ask her first, back to his place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we can send them home and have a little woohoo in his bed. Oh, Nina's leaving anyway. She says, holy cow, I never knew a date could be that much fun. You're a total dream to spend time with. We just got to do that again, baby. I swear down, she wasn't going to leave though. I thought you had to ask them home and then they would stay, but I guess not. So that's a bit annoying. So Nina's just walking straight on through and going home. Well, the date may be over. I feel like it ended on a little bit of a sudden, I guess, note, but I do still have that want to woohoo with Nina locked in. So I think what I'm going to do is just let Don chill for tonight, and then maybe we'll invite her over tomorrow and fulfill that want for him. Don, it's a little suspicious that you're cheering at the television when there's an alien abduction going on. You're really not helping your case when it comes to the Bella Goth mystery. Anyway, for now, let's send him to bed. His energy is not actually that bad, but I don't want his sleep schedule to get too fucked up, so we'll send him to bed anyway. So it's a new day. A new opportunity for Don to perv on the Caliente sisters, which he is literally doing through the telescope, even though their house is right there. Okay, so let's have Don invite Nina over and crack out that woohoo want. I love how confident Don is, bearing in mind how many people he's currently dating. No issue, just in broad daylight. I mean, he went on a public date yesterday, for crying out loud. No issue, just flaunting his romance with people all over the place. I wonder if it's like a thing for him. It's like the thrill of potentially getting caught. Anyway, let's have these guys go straight upstairs upstairs. We already did all of the niceties yesterday, all of the dating yesterday, so we're just going to get straight to it today. Alright, so they're going to both get on the bed. We'll be a bit basic this time. No hot tub shenanigans. What we are going to do is, as usual, make a selectable, put a little bit of a risk into it, see what happens. I really hope she gets pregnant from this. I'm not going to lie, I'd love there to be a Nina Don baby. It's unlikely, because I did check my Risky Woohoo odds and it's 10%. It's higher than I thought it was. I thought I'd put it to 5, but it's on 10, but it's still relatively low. And bearing in mind, I think the last like 5 Woohoos we've had 2 pregnancies come out of it. We are not overdue on the risky pregnancy thing, but I also really hope it happens. It would be terrible news for Nina, but at the same time, it's just pretty on brand for Don, isn't it, to have little babies running around all over the neighbourhood. So we'll see if Nina gets away with it for a second time. Well, no cutscene this time. It feels a little bit awkward to just watch, but we'll leave them to it. And that sounds like she's escaped it. Always on the ball with the contraception, this one. It is pretty impressive though. Despite all the risky pregnancies that have been happening, Don has so far managed to have 3 Woohoos and not got anyone pregnant. But it does feel like it's only a matter of time, not gonna lie. Look how cute they are though. If this was a different man, this would be adorable. I mean, Don doesn't seem satisfied. He wants to woohoo in the hot tub now. This man's stamina is unbelievable. He's just had a woohoo and he's already thinking about making out, falling in love, woohooing with 5 different people and woohooing in the hot tub. First of all, we do have bills to pay, so let's come and get those. And then I'm going to lock in the hot tub one, because why not? So let's come and get these bills paid and then we'll see how lucky Nina really is. Alright, so Don's getting in. Nina's just going to come join him in just a sec. And worryingly, she's already talking about children, so hopefully that's not an omen. So let's have them cuddle, and then woohoo. Well, this looks extremely weird without a cutscene, and with no sound. You can sort of see their bodies crumple up underneath. It's very strange. Clearly that's not designed to be played without a cutscene. That is very odd. But it sounds like Nina's got away with it again. Damn, she's so lucky. Well, Don does still have a woohoo related one. Like I said, his stamina is off the charts. But we're going to give him a break because we've also got some skill related ones. So it's probably a good idea to do something other than playing chicken with Nina's fertility. So let's have him come and work on his skills. I'm not going to fixate on promotions because he doesn't seem like the kind of person to do that. But we can just like slowly build them and hope the promotions potentially come at some point in the distant future, because he needs quite a lot of skills to get one, so we're not going to worry about it too much, but we can do a little bit towards them anyway. What I will say is it's quite interesting that even though he went on a date with Nina yesterday and he's obviously spent time with Nina today, his fears are still revolving largely around Dina, which is interesting, because I really strongly feel that Nina is like his favourite one, but in this save it's almost like he's trying to tell me that Dina is actually. So Don's got that skill point, so he's a little bit further towards getting a promotion. He's re-rolled his once. They're back to being very romance based. Now he doesn't have space for a drive away. I've just checked, so he can't buy a car, and I don't like fulfilling these 5 different sim ones because I feel like they get out of hand very quickly. Meet someone who's a bit boring. I'm almost tempted to do the public woohoo one. He's taken a little break, regained some energy, done a bit of studying, so why not have another go at getting Nina pregnant? I mean, at not getting Nina pregnant. We don't want her to get pregnant, except I secretly do, but is it secret? I keep saying it. I just think it would be kind of interesting. I've never played Nina as a mother before, not that I remember, so yeah, fuck it. Let's go find a lot and have some woohoo. I've re-rolled the random number generator a few times to find a place that they actually can go to, and I've gone off and, you know, checked the lots to make sure there's somewhere they can woohoo to. So they're going bowling. They're going to the Sugar Cube bowling alley because they do have a photo booth there. So yeah, like I said, I came to check it out just to make sure that there was somewhere they could go to, and I've got no idea what the hell is going on here, but it's a little bit difficult to look at. I don't know why. It almost looks like missing textures, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it is just actually what they're supposed to look like, but I don't know why they've chosen this colour scheme. Like, there's no pattern that I can see. It's just so random. Like, why? Anyway, let's have them get straight into the photo booth. No point in wasting time. Don is congratulating Nina on the fact that Dina got married, which is interesting. He's still got fears about Dina. Maybe Dina was pressuring him a little bit before Dina got with Mortimer. Maybe she was pressuring him a little bit into marriage, and so he sort of got on his mind a little bit now that she's married. Or maybe he's having some, like, moral dilemma, because he doesn't have an issue with cheating. We've established that much. But maybe now that one of the girls he's with is actually married to somebody else, maybe he sees marriage as kind of sacred, even though he doesn't see relationships as that. So maybe he's having some doubts about staying with Dina now that she's married. Anyway, let's have them head to the photo booth. and then let's woohoo. Get that public woohoo want done. And see if Nina can get lucky for a, what is it, 3rd time now? 4th time? I think 4th time, if we're including the scripted events. Oh, she's got out because she's hungry. You know what? Fair enough, I guess. But she's going to come and cook herself something, so we'll wait for her to do that, and then we'll try again. And Don's hunger was pretty low as well, so we're going to have him have something to eat as well. Alright, let's give this another try. So, woohoo, and hopefully this will fulfill the public woohoo want. Don's a bit stinky, but other than that, they're both doing okay. Nina's had a bit to eat, so hopefully it'll go through this time. What? That was bizarre. Let's try again. No, it's not working. How strange. Why can't they woohoo in this photo booth? So I've done a bit of digging, and it does seem to be due to the Risky Woohoo mod, potentially, which is a bit annoying. But I've also tried having her run selectable so that there's no risk of pregnancy, and it does the same thing. So I don't know what to do. I guess we're just going to have to not fulfill that want, which is a bit annoying because it would have been nice to. So I guess let's send them home and get Don ready for bed. Bit of a bummer, but I don't really know what else to do about it. I know I could probably just take the mod out, but I do really like that mod, so I guess I'll just be no public woohoo in this Let's Play. Okay, so it's the next day. I've done a bit of experimenting off camera, and it would seem that I can't do public woohoo in any photo booth or changing room, but I can do it in hot tubs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Don and Nina out to a lot with a hot tub, and we'll give it another go. So this is a gym in Blue Water Village, and it does have a hot tub. So what we're going to do, get straight down to it before anybody else jumps in. We're going to get in the hot tub, we're going to invite Nina with us and see what happens. So of course we're going to make her selectable because we do of course want there to be a risk here, even if she doesn't. And then we'll get on with that woohoo. And off they go. It's been a long time coming, literally. And just as weird as the other time in the hot tub. It's almost like it wasn't meant to be done without a cutscene. They didn't expect anyone to do it outside of Don Lothario's scripted events. Has she evaded pregnancy for another time? It sounds like she has. Wow. She's being really careful. She's not taking any chances whatsoever. But I think on that note, before Don and Nina's luck runs out, I better end this episode here. I'm still hoping for an Oopsie Nina baby at some point. And it won't be too long before we come to play her on her own. So I've got no idea what she'll get up to then. But yeah, I find it baffling how people like Chloe Curious and Kayla Nangarak they've done it once and that was all it took, and now there's babies on the way, whereas Don and Nina, they've done it like 4 times. Like, how are they still not getting pregnant? It is a good thing for them. Obviously neither of them want a kid right now, well, probably ever, to be honest, bearing in mind they're both romance sims. But like I said, I just really would love to play Nina as a mother because I don't think I've ever done it before, so I think that would be really interesting. So we'll see if she's still this lucky in her round. Next episode, we'll be going over to the Goth household with Mortimer, Dina, Cassandra and Alex. So if you are here, thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe if you wanna, and I will see you soon.